Alright guys, let's do a character analysis on Goku's entire character. This will only take an hour because all we have to do is go through the series from the beginning to the end, where we skip over most of Dragon Ball because that doesn't matter, and give a summary of events discussing whether his character is inconsistent or not. I mean, it's not like he's a complex character in that we should consider the situation to try and make sense of these so-called inconsistencies. No, it's just Goku. He doesn't deserve that. It's all just bad writing and not at all because the character is three-dimensional. Now, if you read the Japanese manga, I can't do this anymore. That's my breaking point. Listen, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but that's not how you analyze. Giving a summary of the events that occurred is barely a review and is much more akin to a reaction video than an actual character analysis. I bet you thought reading comprehension in English 102 classes were stupid, didn't you? I bet it hurt being told that you needed to think deeper by your teachers, huh? In every class I've taken, college and below, an English teacher would groan if your response to, "Why do you think Goku gave Cell a senzu?" was, "Because Goku's selfish," and "Why do you think Goku's selfish?" was, "Because he gave Cell a senzu," or worse yet, "Because Toriyama said so." Think deeper. If you want to believe that Goku is selfish or that the act of giving Cell a senzu bean was selfish, then convince me. English teachers around the world want you to convince them, and if you can't, then they want to at least teach you how to be capable of forming thoughts and opinions that stand on their own and that make sense in the deeper scheme of things. You can't just get mad and say, "You just don't get it," or "You're thinking too deeply." Psh, yeah, good luck telling an English professor that one. You have to take the argument from the other side seriously and consider these three questions. Did they convince me? Can I convince them? Are we at an impasse? Look, I'm not just blowing steam here. I watch review and analysis channels all the time. I debate people all the time. I got a 101% on my 102 English final essay when I did it hours before it was due because I know how to think critically. It is an instinct of mine to question character motivation, question the author's morals, the author's sanity, question the quality of the work, and to just question everything. It's a natural talent that I seem to have developed over the years to write like Alexander Hamilton. In grade school on standardized tests, I would ask the teachers beforehand what to do if we used up all our pages and needed more. They would assure me, "You won't need more, they gave extra." I would always run out of room and have to abruptly end my statements. I got in trouble with an English teacher in high school because I told her I would need more than 5 minutes to answer the critical thinking questions because I knew how important it would be for me to get all of my thoughts to said questions on paper. I have been critically analyzing work for fun for a long ass time. I just didn't bother to make a channel about it until now because, as you can probably hear, my voice acting sucks. But I can't stand to see the same points of, "Well, the manga dialogue said this, case closed," be continued to be praised and worshipped by this fanbase. Let's take the kiss course for example. Ignoring the fact that it wasn't in the manga doesn't address any of the concerns those of us who actually know how to properly read in between the lines have. Let's look at the infamous kiss scene that came up often. You can't make an entire video claiming on your Twitter that you're going to lay the smack down on Gochi fans with said video that you claim will put the issue to rest, saying only the Japanese version didn't have a sound effect. Japanese version didn't have a sound effect. Why you always lying? The Japanese version didn't have a sound and then pat yourself on the back. Are you kidding me? That's not analysis, that's a question of hearing. Nobody, literally nobody, who likes the couple cares if you think that scene was a kiss or not, especially when the only point you have to make is that there was no sound effect. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not well versed in this topic. Does every kiss need an audible sound effect? You walnut, look at the framing of the scene. Look at how he looks at her before he does it. Look at the way Roshi freaks out on the ground. The way Chi-Chi is left completely stunned. The smile Goku gives her before leaving. The fact that he looks back at her for the split second before he leaves to not see her for a year his time. All of these things, I admit, don't prove for an absolute fact that that was a kiss on the lips, but that's the way true analysis works. It can be disproved. That's the beauty of artistic interpretation. You can disagree with me that it would have to be a kiss on the lips to receive such a reaction from Roshi, and that's where I have to say we're at an impasse, good talk, because I can't convince you otherwise and you can't convince me. There is no, this definitely was or was not a kiss because it was off screen. It's up to the viewer to decide and a big group of us say, that was a kiss. If you want to include that scene in your argument and you want to prove that that scene wasn't a kiss, then turn the audio and the subtitles off, because I don't give a soybean if no one said it was a kiss. I know no one said it was a kiss. I'm not stupid. Look at the actual arguments before you attempt to lay the smack down on them. If you don't want to do that and you're of the opinion that this series doesn't deserve such critical thinking, then get out of the game. You either play by the rules or you don't play at all. None of the villains had motivations, please. You call yourself an analyzer, and then when I analyzed the Masu and expressed why I felt the writing for that type of villain was done better in My Little Pony of all things, your response is, you're thinking too hard on his character. Besides, none of the Dragon Ball villains had motivations. Think deeper. But what do I know? I can't speak or read Japanese.
父、ご飯のやつも連れてってやりてんだが、いいか？
冗談じゃねえって言いてえところだが、止めたって無駄だべ。しょうがねえ。どうせならと強くしてやってけれ。
父。
ただし人造人間との戦いが終わったら、今度こそご飯の勉強の邪魔はさせねえぞ。
さすが世界一強い男の妻、ただのスパルタママではなかった。肝が据わっておる。
そんでもって悟空さは働いてもらう。
サンキュー。いいね、どうだ。じゃあ、行ってくる。あら。
ビクトル、僕、よかったでしょ。
何よ。
俺、実はポニーテール萌えなんだ。
何？
いつだったかのお前のポニーテールは反則的なまでに似合っていたぞ。
はあ？